Boom, boom. This is Kendra, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. All right, we got a little bit of Azure laying on top today. So this new event, sorry about that, but it came out a couple of days ago. I'm just now getting around to it. Had a lot of other events going on with other games. Like we had Illusion Connect had a Halloween event pop up. Bleach Immortal had a Halloween event pop up. And covering all the it comes under Destiny Child, so it's been a little bit busy, as well as Dan Machi had some special stuff going on. So I want to go ahead and touch on this a little briefly, just to take a look at it. So the current events that we've got live right now are the two Halloween events are going to be ending here in about 5 days. Okay, so this is your chance if you want to get the outfits for Radford and the outfits for Memphis. You need to see this one right here is Memphis, and this one right here is for Radford. If you want to get those two outfits, you need to do this pretty quick here. This one ends on the 5th, and this one ends on the 5th. So you still got 4 more days. But remember, these are 7-day events, so you have to, you can only do it once each day. So you have to log on for at least 7 days. So you need to be logging on right now if you want to get those outfits. Okay, the second thing we got up is the Universe in Unison event. Now this is a continuation of the Polaris event that occurred last year. I think around this time last year, roughly. I think it was more September last year, but anyway, it was Polaris. You had all the Polaris U ships come out, basically just testing of the Muse rigging system for the ships, and that's what this is about. This is just a continuation of that, and in doing so, they're introducing a number of new ships, and as always, these ships are different in terms of their capabilities and stats from the original ship. So if you go into the build tab, you'll see the event tab for it. You'll see you've got a Dido U, Baltimore U, Tahoe U, Taskatyou, Albacore U. So these are ships that are coming out. Now, one thing I noticed about the ships, because I've already got Tashkent. The Polaris ships that came out last year, the way they were set up was they would be effective, but only if you group them with other Polaris U ships, meaning you can make like a Polaris fleet. But other than that, their skills were not very interesting in terms of that. If you paired it with other ships in the Polaris, event group, then it became a little bit more interesting in what the fleet could handle. I've noticed so far, I've only managed to get one so far, so I'll have to start focusing on these a little bit more. I've been noticing that the ships, like I've got Tashkent. Let's go ahead and pull up Tashkent here. So she's called Taskatyou, of course, so she's going to be different than the original Tashkent, which is from the Northern Fleet. If you look at her skills, at the start, spawns a special barrage, spawns Shiniziki, a summon which fights for 20 seconds and inflicts 5% aircraft damage damage taken debuff to all enemies. It hits 10 times. So as you can see, this is not for first, second, and third battles. This ship is in increases ship's power for fourth battle armor, increases ship's air by 4%. So as you can see, this skill is not fleet specific to you, meaning you don't have to have other Envision ships inside of your fleet, so you could theoretically possibly use this ship in other fleets. That's not a bad skill set that it's got. It's not gonna be something I'm going to throw into my team at this particular point, but it does have some interesting things. So the ships are in the event tab. So let's take a look at the actual first part of the event. This right here is this is a limited ship, Le Malin U. Okay. To do this each day, you need to do the Cosmic Concert. And basically, the Cosmic Concert is the same as it was in the Polaris, just basically where you're tapping the notes as they scroll across the screen. So very easy event, very easy to do. Nothing difficult about it, okay? If you just want to choose easy, then just as the note gets in the center, you hit tap. That's all you got to do. Get an S rank on it, and you get a note, which can be used. You have to do it 7 days. And then you'll get Le Mans. So nothing hard, just a basic, just a basic game, just from like the Polaris. Now this is the Universe Envision. Now we do have an event for this particular, we do have an event stage for this particular event. So there is a sortie that you can run, and it's basically Universe in Unison. It's basically just running through a standard event, and just like before, nothing different. It's going to go through to it, and you'll have that. Now, as you're doing this, you will need to complete some stuff here. So those are the two main tabs. Now let's go take a look at the busy screen called the live stage. Now basically, don't let it, as I said before in the previous events, don't let this confuse you. Okay, this is basically just an interface for the event to the actual other parts of the game, but just a different way to get to them. So instance, accumulated rewards will take you to the sortie, where you can, as you go through the sortie and get these points, you can level up these to give you buffs. That's why they're there. Okay, so that's all. Supply exchange is basically just the shop. Okay. Again, nothing new there. Special operation is the actual event, the event that they've got to run. So nothing new there. Okay. Construction basically takes you to the build screen. Again, just another way to get to it. Outfit store is of course going to take you to the skins store. Okay. Cosmic Concert is what I was telling you about. You can get to that for the tab, but you can also get to it from here. And then now, commemoration is the only thing that you need to focus on this tab. Now, as you complete things throughout the event, SP1, SP2, SP3, 4, you'll be getting these little medallions. And as you complete daily missions, you'll get these medallions, and these medallions will then be placed inside of these. And if you complete all of them by the book, you'll earn commemorative furniture. And it's going to be this right here, this piece of furniture right here. You'll be able to put this in your dorm. Okay, that's what it's for. So it's nothing game breaking or anything, just a piece of dorm equipment. If you do complete it and complete all of the steps. Okay, you've got until the 11th, so you've got 11 days to complete this. So it shouldn't be that difficult to at least get most of the way through it. Okay, but so there's nothing scary about this. Don't all this stuff is just an interface for the Universe in Unison event. That's all it is. Okay, so you can get to everything else from outside the screen. You don't need to use that. Okay, so that's what's good. Let's take a look at the shop here. Now they've got an event shop up for this, and they've got Rune U. Okay, Rune, as you know, is a priority ship, so it's interesting to see that they're taking up, because Rune is a priority ship. So my assumption would be that this will be a good collector's item right here. I have Rune, the priority ship, fully leveled up, fully broke and fully maxed out. So she's a powerhouse. So we'll have to see exactly what her skill set does. As soon as I get a chance to look at the ships, I'll pop on and do a video about which ships you want to focus on, and do that. I'll try to get with that within the next day or two, so we have time. But you definitely want to start considering possibly going for Rune. And then they've got some gear sins, and then they got this tomboyish white hut. These are all dorm items, if you just want to get them. Cognitive chips, and then of course the standard everything else parts, oil, cola, coinage. Blueprints for the Series 1 or Series 2 ships, and then blueprints for any of Series 2 or Series 3 ships. So that's what you want to look for. I would suggest getting all of these and all the parts, and then and Rune. That would be the first things that I would go for. Once you've got all the parts and all the blueprints and Rune, then you can just start focusing on some other stuff. If you're running low on cognitive chips, you might want to do that. Maybe snatch some of these up for the dorm. But I just prefer using the actual dorm setups that they give you. I don't think they gave you a new. Let's take a look at the dorm and see what we got going on here. See if they gave us a special Universe and Envision dorm set. Yes, they did. They gave this Unison stage. I think that's it. Yeah, this is the Azur. So the Halloween stuff is still. They got one in here, one Halloween themed, but they do have a new Unison stage. Basically, you just see some banjos jamming out. Little keyboard set here. Azur laying there and things. So not bad, not bad, but again, not something that it's just for this event. So if you want to get it, you might want to look at that as well. I still got the Halloween theme running up since Halloween was just yesterday, so that's what it's for. So that's the event. So again, nothing different. Than it's just a continuation of the Polaris. You know, the ships dress up, and it's all about, you know, testing out the Muse system, which is basically using emotion and music to increase your power. So that's what it is. It's, you know, it's a good event to go through, and it's a very good event to stick a fleet in and start working on leveling up if you're working on a priority ship. So I pretty much got everything close to where it needs to be in terms of the 120s. I've all of my Armblood fleet, except for Graf Zeppelin, is up to 120. Rune, Tirpitz, Bismarck, Prince Eugen, Z23, all of them are at 120. Zeppelin will be at 120 here shortly. As you can see, I've got Shinano and FDG. They're up, getting up there, 88 and 89 respectively. And I've pretty much got all these ships close to where they are. I'm probably going to be using a Moggy, so I went ahead and fully limit broke her, and I'm starting to get her up in there as well too. I'm just waiting right now to get Shinano up a little bit higher, and then we'll start focusing on the IGN fleet. I should have mains built by then. If you go into the lab and you go into the shipyard, she's still under construction. As you can see, I'm about 34% through on the combat data recollection. But I'll be switching over to Azumo, who is one of the other ships that I've got prepared. She's already built. I just need to do the data collection on her. So that's what you know. Once that gets started, then I'll be able to. Once I switch the IGN fleet, I'll be able to switch to her and work on her development while I'm using the IGN fleet, so that I won't lose any of that experience. You always want to try to be running a fleet that's inclusive to the actual priority ship that you're running. So basically, this is Azumo. She's an IGN ship, so I want to make sure that while I'm using my IGN fleet to do everything, that I'm focusing on her, so that all that experience goes into her combat data collection, so that I can finish, you know, completing her. And that'll get her built at least. And of course, you have to focus on the blueprints, but again, way in the future. But you're earning blueprints all the time for different ships, so you're always earning a few. Right now, my main focus is on on FDG, trying to get her as many blueprints as her as I can. Her and her and Georgia, I'm building both of them, and they're both in the same priority 2 season. So that if I come across something for her, that's probably going to take. Yeah, I never use cubes to do research. That's just not cost effective. So 1500. Commit some to that one. Get some shards, possibly get some blueprints. FTG blueprints do not drop very often. But I don't see the event for her very often, but every now and then it comes up, and I do try to jump on it when I can. So we're just working through, you know, it's a work in progress, but this is events up. So it's a continuation of the Polaris event, and it's called Universe in Unison. So it's, you know, it's got a pretty good theme going. The ships are interesting, but it's really nothing different than any of the other standard events. So nothing new in terms of event format and event progression. It's the same as it's very similar to what we've seen in other events. So it shouldn't be anything that would be confusing at this point. But I went ahead and go through it. If you've got any questions, you can of course always hit me up in the comment section. And as soon as I've had a chance to take a look at the skill set and the attributes on the ships, whether or not any of them are worth focusing on. Right now, I would just focus on getting them because they are collector ship. So they're, you know, all the ships, there's a new ship, so you want to try to collect them as much as you can. But whether or not you want to focus Bullens, you know, in enhancing them, that's another matter entirely. Because you know, Bullens and things like that, they are limited. So it's best to just try to focus on the ships that you're going to have a fleet for, which is why I tend to focus on certain, certain Eagle Union ships and certain Armblood ships. certain IGN ships. You know, try to just focus on the ones that you're going to build. Like if you're building a French fleet, you know, working on that, you might not want to spend any of those upgrade materials on this fleet, any of the ships in this fleet. But we'll have to take a look at them. I haven't had a chance to look them up yet, but I will get them looked up, and I will have a video trying to focus on which ones to go to. Okay, so thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Once you've subscribed, you will see a bell. If you click on the bell, you get notified each time I drop a video. So this is Kendrick coming at you from the corner, signing out.